Good morning, everyone. Hope you're doing well. Never thought I'd be saying this, but I had a look at how to get to Waterloo Station. Looks like it's a route that I'm not familiar with, because I'm used to heading down to London Liverpool Street and actually being able to get to where I need to go without too much trouble. But this one's a lot longer travel, and it's a route that I'm not familiar with, so might have a little bit of trouble. Won't stop me from trying, of course. I do want to go down there. It's going to leave me a little more, I guess, vulnerable to being lost, that's all. But this video isn't going to be dedicated to going to Sandal Street and Waterloo Station and what have you. No, I think I need to readdress the simple solutions that we can, as a nation, put into this country. And those solutions are, we need to first and foremost get out of the ECHR. That is probably the number one priority, because as long as we're shackled to the European Union, the unelected bureaucrats in Brussels and what have you, we will never be able to make decisions for ourselves, including that of being able to bring the death penalty onto Radaku Banana, or worse still, to sentence him to life in prison. I mean, even if Keir the traitor Starmer actually had a complete 180 and a change of heart, yeah, I know, I wonder why that wasn't in Jesus' miracles. Anyway, even if he had a change of heart, he wouldn't be able to do anything about this, because the ECHR would come in and say, you can't do that, and destroy any chance of being able to make mass deportations, to sentence people appropriately, like the most vile people on earth, to the death penalty, such as Radaku Banana, and to be able to make decisions for ourselves. But it really would be a damn miracle if Keir the traitor Starmer suddenly had a change of heart and he apologised and fixed everything and then resigned. But I suspect he won't do that, because dictators, or maybe I was right first time, they don't resign. Not by principle anyway. But that is the first and foremost we need to do. We cannot do some of these, if not all of these other steps, until we leave the ECHR. And we would have left the ECHR and the European, not just in name only, if we had Brexiteers at the helm of the HMS Brexit. But of course, we got people who are about as interested in Brexit as I am of visiting the gym. But if we weren't given this brino, we would have already had this shower of shite cleaned up, just like that. But until we leave the ECHR, not going to happen. But the second thing after that is obviously Radaku Banana needs the death penalty, quite frankly, because he is a man, or sorry, no, he's not even a man, because that would be an offence to other men in this country. He is scum that, frankly, has committed the most atrocious act against the most vulnerable people. And as such, since he committed multiple murder on 3 innocent kids, God rest their souls, Maria Silva de Aguilar, Baby King, and of course Elsie Silverstone or something like that. I always forget the last name of her, but those 3 kids lost their lives undeservingly at a dance class when this scum decided to take a knife and start butchering people. And frankly, what should be happening is the parents, who clearly didn't do enough to stop this mass murderer, they should also be deported, because if they really cared about the country, they would have actually done more to stop him. They would have dragged his ass to the police station. They would have got him to confess in front of all the police, to say he was obsessed with death and obviously atrocities like what just happened. And basically, they would throw him in jail, throw away the key, and render all of his human rights forfeit. So that's the second thing that needs to happen. Third thing that needs to happen is Islam needs to be fundamentally banned from the country. I would love to see all the good that Islam has done, as we keep getting told by, well, moronic people like Sadiq terrorist sympathiser Khan. You know, the guy who keeps bringing in these stupid policies like ULEZ, tries to basically wage war on the motorist, and also tries to say that diversity is our greatest strength when it is actually our greatest weakness. And further to that, is so sick and depraved, is willing to put these ULEZ cameras in front of bloody funeral homes of all places. Yeah, that's the sort of man you're dealing with as far as the Mayor of London is concerned. And I'm not calling the Mayor out, as always, because he's a Muslim. I'm calling him out because he's a crap fucking mayor, quite frankly. But of course the mainstream media won't tell you this. You know the drill, folks, because say it with me. It doesn't suit the narrative. The fourth thing that needs to happen is mass deportations. Any person that is from another country that has committed crime in this country, or has basically shown that they are being parasites of the system, basically, as well as any of these Islamic scumbags, kick them out of here. We don't want them. Let me be clear. I don't mind people who come from another country that want to work in this country and actually contribute to our country. I have no problem with that. I have a problem with the people who come here with this work-shy mentality and the scrounging and sponging off benefits mentality. I have a problem with people who want to come here to commit crime. I have a problem with people who do not want to integrate with our society. Those are the people that I want deported, quite frankly. They are the people who do not deserve to be in this country. They are the people who we should be kicking out at the first God-given opportunity. And I don't care how we do it, whether it's plane, whether it's by ship, whether it's by digging a tunnel underneath the ground and getting it over to another country. Hell, I don't even care if we have to put them on a bloody catapult and fling them across to the other countries. I really don't care, but they need to go, because we only want people who care about our country, respect our values and beliefs, and are willing to contribute. It is high time that we took out the trash. Thank you. So, we want to take out the trash because we don't want people who want to be sponging off our system. We don't want people who aren't going to contribute, quite frankly. We want people who care. We want people who love our country, who love to be part of our culture. And if you don't like it, you can take you and your sorry ass and even your family, if they're not appreciative, and you can go back to whatever third world shithole you came from. That's the way I look at it. And the fifth thing we need to do, probably the final thing as well, is much akin to Donald Trump. We need to end this wokery nonsense. We need to get rid of all of this bullshit about LGBTQ and all that shit. Like, we don't care if you're gay or want to lick the same side of the stamp of stroke number one, the same side of a stamp as a lady. But what we do have a problem with is people constantly pushing their ideologues onto us. And frankly, Donald Trump is completely right, as I've been saying this before as well. There are only two genders. You are either born biologically as a male or biologically as a female. A trans man cannot be a man, and a trans woman cannot be a woman. And I know there's going to be the lefty brigade that are going to absolutely have a meltdown over this, as that's what they tend to do when they get called out. But the way I slice it is, all these ideologues are doing is they are creating abominations, as it were. Because we end up seeing people who go out and they preach out to, in some worst cases, the kids, and they say, hey, it's okay to change your sex. It's okay to take puberty blockers and absolutely fuck up your life. When no, it's not. they should be leaving this kind of discussion at bare minimum until someone is of the category where they become an adult, i.e. 20, 21 years of age. Because what we don't want is we don't want kids to grow up thinking that it's perfectly okay to have a change of sex, and then all of a sudden, now they've screwed up their life because now they're deformed, or they've regretted their decision, or they've messed up their body, or they've done something that causes them to now be miserable. Like, you can't change what the man or woman upstairs has made you. Like, I cannot change the fact I'm a man. Well, except for the fact that one day I could say I was a transformer and said, hey, I've got a banging set of tits, that makes me female. Anyway, you can't change who you are biologically. You just cannot do that. Last time I checked, we're not Jesus Christ. We can't perform miracles. The cold, bitter truth is, whether you're a man or a woman, you will always remain a man or a woman forever and always until the day you die. So we need to bring in legislation in the exact same manner as Donald Trump has. And we need to make it so there are only two genders, and that the only flag that should be allowed to fly in this country is our own, quite frankly. And if they don't like it, as said, they can piss off to wherever they came from, because we don't want them. The bottom line as far as that issue is concerned is, we don't want this woke bullshit. This wokery has made us weaker, not stronger. It has divided us, not united us. It has shafted the people of Britain, not put them into an elevated position. All this DEI does is it showcases how much of a laughing stock we truly are right now. But we can change that. You simply cannot, under any circumstances, overrule the biological fact that you're either a man or a woman. It is as simple as that. Anybody who wants to say, but I'm a man and I was a trans woman. Or sorry, the wrong way round. I'm a trans woman, but I was a man at birth. Well, you're a he in my book then. You can't call me that. Fuck off, basically. That's the way I look at it. Likewise, vice versa. If someone was a woman and now becomes a man, nope, you're still she in my book. And we need to stop being afraid of calling out other ideologues like Islam for fear of being called racist. When bear in mind, you can't even be racist against a religion. That's like if I were to say Jesus Christ was a horrible person. Does that make me racist against Christians now? No, it doesn't. Obviously, I don't think Jesus Christ was a horrible person because he went out of his way to do all those miracles. And let me tell you, I'm not even a religious person. I do believe we had to have a creator, but do I believe the Lord and Savior Jesus Christ is mine one and only God? No, I don't, personally. But I understand that this is a Judeo-Christian country, and I will respect that. You know why? Because principles. Because this is the country I was born in. And any other flag, other than the British flag, maybe the Welsh one as well, but that's about it, or Ireland. But anything that doesn't belong to that group, that is the United Kingdom, if it's a French flag, if it's an EU flag, if it's a fucking LGBTQ flag, if it's a flag that says I love your mum, I don't care. I don't care about those flags, and they should be banned, quite frankly. The only flag I want to see are the flags of 3 nations that I had mentioned. And the 4th one, Scotland. And technically, I did actually come from Scotland. That was where I was born and bred. It's just a shame I didn't have enough time to develop the Scottish accent. I wonder what I sounded like. But the way I slice it is we can't keep allowing flags of other ideologues or other beliefs to rule this nation. Because this is Britain, not Palestine, not the country of LGBTQ, it's not France, it's not the European Union, it's England, it's Britain. And we, the British people, will fight to protect it. I may have, as said, a little bit of trouble trying to get to, Waterloo Station, but as I said, even through all the hardships and all that shit, I'm still going to bloody try, quite frankly, because I have a civic duty to do so. But would you see Palestine, for example? Oh, somebody left their specs here. Anyway, would you see Palestine go out of their way to protect other people's country? Like fuck would you? They would sooner have you slaughtered in your sleep than protect your country. They would rather look after their own ideologues, their own countries and what have you. So we need to do the same and look after our own. Now obviously Keir the traitor Starmer, I don't believe he is going to end up changing his ways. He's a dictator after all. He is a sectarianist, fascistic bastard, the way I look at it. So I don't think Keir the traitor Starmer is going to do anything as far as our rights and our priorities is concerned. Which is why I have categorically said in some comments now that I believe we've got until the 1st of March. If we do not have Keir the traitor Starmer out by the 1st of March, I think that'll be the point of no return. I think that'll be the point where we see a revolution. And as I've always said, I don't want it, I will not advocate for it, and I will not justify it. However, when the push comes to shove, the shove will definitely keep on pushing. And we have got to make sure we fight back. We have to make sure that our nation comes out on top. Because the bottom line is, Keir the traitor Starmer's already said he'd rather be at Davos than at Westminster. He has already made his allegiance very clear. He has already said that he will protect the Muslim community. He will do everything he can to protect it, which means he's not protecting us. One final bit of information that is bound to piss you off, because it pissed me off, that's for sure. The Southport attack. Axel Rudakabana obviously killed those children. Keir the traitor Starmer got handed his little wreath to put with the kids. He stayed for the best part of 17 seconds. And do you know what he did after that? He got back in his car, he fucked off back to Westminster, and he had a fucking party. Yes, this man, well, you can't even call him that anymore. This scumbag is the lowest of the low. Fake sympathy, fucks off to Westminster and has the time of his life, rather than thinking, God, those awful kids. Oh, sorry, those awful kids. Those kids, what happened to those kids was awful. I'm sorry, I'll apologise for that much. But you know what I mean. Like, no kid deserves to be killed like that. No kid deserves to be butchered the way that those girls were. As said, one of those girls had like 85 stab wounds. But Keir the traitor Starmer really would use the term those awful girls, I suspect. Because that is the kind of man that Keir the traitor Starmer is, quite frankly. If you're going to go out partying while our children are dying, then there is no question of a doubt in my mind now that you need to go. And now you're on a time limit, traitor Starmer. Because if you don't resign, I predict a revolution will be coming your way. And then you will wish you had resigned. You will wish that you had left when you had the chance. Because I guarantee you the people are not going to take much more of this. Anger is at boiling point. And if they see you in 10 Downing Street, if they see you walking the streets, there is going to be some nutjob out there that does the unthinkable. And I will not advocate for that. But I will say this much. If it does happen, Keir the traitor Starmer, you and the establishment will only have yourselves to blame.